morning. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday. Welcome back, Jorge.
Thank you.
Welcome to Margherita's. We are right here in Girard, one of my personal favorite spots, Mike. I love this place, Jorge. Whatever, it seems like whatever you and your staff do when you put it on a plate, I love it. I know it's my job to say that sometimes, but it's the truth. And like, they're so proud. Sorry, Mike.
If he looks familiar.
Yes.
Because we went to the other restaurant that they own.
El
Right down the
Jefe.
street. Okay.
Right down the street in Girard, and we're here at Margherita's Grille. Is it Grille?
Yep.
Here in Girard, right up the road. So, how are things going here?
It's going well, man.
Yeah?
We're going into 14 years. June 11 will be 15 years.
How
June
about
11th,
Yep.
15 years. And Mike, you were here
that? I was here the year after they started.
Yep.
14 years ago.
Yeah, and we were
So,
inside that day. I don't even know if there was a patio.
We didn't have a patio back then.
Yeah, well, here we are now.
We have to take
Right
advantage
outside.
of patio season when we have it, because it doesn't stay with us very long. And your staff has just really pulled out all the stops for us today. Of course, we've got a margarita pizza,
Right.
which Michael and my daughter Sabina
I had
have
to try a little
already,
bit, for
already
sure.
tried.
You want to take us down the line? Because I don't know. I know this is fish, but I'm not sure.
No, that's not fish.
Is it
that's
chicken? Okay.
Yeah, this is Giovanni's chicken. We named it after my father-in-law.
Ooh.
He came out with that. You know, give me greens, chicken, sauce on top. Okay, whatever. And we gave it to him, and we call him after him. This is our fried goat cheese salad for
That's what that
the spring
is.
menu
Uh-huh.
with roasted balsamic onions and our dressing, roasted honey balsamic onion dressing. Right here we have the chicken natale. This has been here since we opened. Portabella mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes, shiitake mushrooms, snow-cut mushrooms, chicken, asparagus, and cheese. Fresh mozzarella. This is our crusted or parsley Parmesan crusted salmon with sauteed spinach on the bottom and roasted cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
Balsamic glaze to finish, and our white rice with chimichurri.
Oh, that's a nice little,
I wonder what that
little
was.
spice on there.
Right down there we have a blackened grouper with grilled asparagus, charred grilled asparagus, and that grouper is charred grill too. It's blackened charred grill with Yucatan gold mashed potatoes. And right here we have a prime rib,
Yeah.
Black Angus prime rib, slow roasted with
Nice.
Paris de Hotel butter.
Do you guys do lunch and dinner, or
Yeah.
just dinner time?
We
Okay.
do lunch and dinner. We have a special menu for lunch, which has more salads,
Sandwiches, things like
wraps.
that.
Yes, and we also have the drinks, which we're featuring for the spring menu. This one right here is the limoncello margarita, a little twist with Italian flavors into a margarita. And this one is the devil margarita. So this is
Notice which one you put in front of Michael.
Right, that makes sense, actually.
such a good feed. It's a lighter margarita, and then we top it off with wine.
With a little red
Very
wine on top.
Very,
Chianti wine.
very
It takes the sweetness away from the margarita, and the margarita takes the tardiness of the wine away.
I think over the last 15 years, you figured this out.
I think so, too.
I think he's figured it out.
Well
this
done.
is pretty
Well done.
amazing. All right, we're going to stick with us, and we're going to get through a wonderful show. And then when we end the show, you're going to go through some of the special days and live music and some of the other stuff
And
that
we have
is
dessert coming too.
coming up.
We
and
do?
dessert, we do?
Oh, well, that makes more sense now.
That sounds
So
amazing.
great. So great. All right, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, guys.
You know, many years ago, I met a young woman who is an inspirational story no matter where she goes, no matter what she does. Mindy, this story is the reason why so many people are just huge fans of yours and will continue to be for years to come. And one special person is on the other side of things thanks to her.
Truth be told, I met Mindy almost a decade ago. You see, Mindy is one of those people who puts others before herself in ways that are just part of who she is. I had the chance to tell the story about her lemonade stand. The day I visited, it was all about the animals.
Sometimes it's for her.
Yes.
Sometimes she donates money to animal shelters. She's got a very giving heart, and yeah, she tries to help everybody out she can.
Yep, that's Mindy, good to her core. And that's why when her mom's Facebook post hit my news feed, what I saw came as no surprise.
Mindy is my daughter.
Mindy is a wonderful daughter, right?
Mindy is absolutely. She was born to be our child. There's that beautiful Angie.
I saw was this. It was a TikTok video that captured Mindy's decision to donate something big, and it's just another reflection of her big heart.
Well, I came to pick her up, and I met Angie, and she had just got a new wheelchair. And she said to me, she asked me, she said, I think I know would it be all right if we gave Angie my other chair? And I said, it's your chair, Mindy, whatever you want. I think that's pretty awesome. And she said, you know, it would give her freedom, you know. And you can't, how can you not? You know, I mean, this is the way we want our children to be, loving and giving and kind, and, you know. And God just gave her to me like that, honestly. And we're all just really blessed.
And freedom is exactly what Mindy has given to Angie, who's in her early 50s and has never had a motorized wheelchair. Even a used chair could cost thousands of dollars. Despite their words being short, the feelings are big.
Angie, you have a new wheelchair. How does that make you feel? You cried. You cried because you were sad or because you were happy? Happy. Happy. So what does it mean, a lot or a little? It means a lot. Is Mindy your friend? Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to say about what this means? Anything else?
I mean that Angie can drive like me and have freedom.
Have freedom. I love that, right? Have some freedom, right? I like that.
And everyone who surrounds Angie and Mindy at their day program at No Limits in Niles agree that there is something that words will never quite express when it comes to an expression of giving and receiving quite like this.
The word special doesn't even quite cover it. The whole family, everything that happens in this area of this room is remarkable. When you see that and it comes through your door and it's here every day.
It's a blessing. It's nothing but a blessing. That's all it is. She's just a blessing. And to thank the family that they get to share their angel with us.
Special salute to
It
the
brings
whole
tears
gang
to my
there.
eyes just, even seeing it again and knowing that there are good people out there like that. You know what else is good?
What?
Anything that comes out of Pesto's Test Kitchen.
Amen.
And it is going to be great today. Patio weather. Mm-hmm. I know you're going to be a little jealous.
Stick around. You never know what's going to happen next.
Hills is the low-cost living, anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knowles, and Boardman Plaza's Youngstown, and the Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and the Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make.
Only A to Z.com.
Spotlight, everybody, as promised, out here in Pesto's Test Kitchen.
This is my house. This is my sanctuary, and this is where I cook with family and friends, and in the test kitchen for all of our viewers on Valley Spotlight.
Right, and this is Mike Gallo's first time here.
It is. Jesus has been here before.
Right, for the show.
For this, for this test kitchen.
Right.
The real test kitchen.
And Jesus, nice to see you.
Jesus is our culinary director for Oaxaca Taco.
Mark, we have an interesting dish to get to today.
Well, one of the big things we get asked about all the time is your food's not spicy enough.
Yes,
we are bringing the heat. We are bringing the heat, and for some of you, we're going to bring the pain. Because you want it hot, we're going to make it hot.
What are we making?
Well, we're making a classic dish, and this is actually, so Oaxaca is down here next to Guatemala, all the way down the Pacific coast. So we're going to go all the way up here to the Atlantic, and we're going to go to the Yucatan Peninsula, where a lot of vacationers go.
Okay.
A lot of vacationers go. It's in the Cancun area, and this dish originated in Cancun. So, again, Conchinita means baby pig. We're not going to do a baby pig. Some people might not like that visual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably not what we're going for.
No, we'll let the people at the Palm do the whole pig.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
We'll let
they
Georgie
do a good job.
Yeah, they do a great
nice job.
So we're going to just use pork shoulder.
Okay.
And what it's traditionally marinated in is a combination of lime juice, lemon juice, orange juice, and grapefruit juice.
Okay.
And then we have achote. Or achote comes from the anano seed, which is very prevalent throughout the Yucatan Peninsula. What the anano seed does, it gives it this beautiful, deep reddish color, like really, really deep red color. And it imparts a great flavor of, it's like flowers and cinnamon and a little bit of clavo and a little bit of clove. And it just, doesn't that smell amazing? If we had smell-o-vision, I can't wait till we do.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to take, my grandson didn't eat all of his grapefruit, so I'm going to squeeze this grapefruit over top of this.
Wow.
And this lime juice, lemon juice, orange juice, it helps tenderize, obviously, because of the acid inside of it. We're going to take some bay leaves. We're going to take some chopped garlic. And we're going to take some, one of my favorite things, one of my favorite ingredients, Mexican oregano, because that smell is just unbelievable. And we're just going to massage this into the meat. We're going to pour over this beautiful achote marinade.
Oh,
and we're just gonna massage this in. You want to make sure you get in all the crevices, because a pork shoulder has a lot of natural creases for the muscles connected to the bone and things like that. And so you just want to flip it over.
And it's going in here?
And then we're going to put it in its protective layer.
This is the protective layer.
Traditionally, you can imagine 700 years ago, we didn't have ovens.
No, we didn't.
In the Yucatan Peninsula. So what we did have was what God gave us, the earth. So what we're going to do is we're going to bury this in the earth. They would bury this in the earth.
This is how they protected it.
That's how they protected. They would put they'd dig a hole, put hot coals down, put the banana leaf wrapped pork on top of the coals, and then put either burlap on top, coconut leaves, banana leaves, or whatever they could on top to insulate it, steam it, and cook it, roast it at the same time. So we're just going to put this into here.
Am I helping you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good.
I'm just going to put that whole grapefruit on there, huh? Hey, Jesus, is that okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Delicious. Then all this on top. And that looks great, doesn't it?
Wow, it really, the vibrancy.
And the smell is just amazing. So now, we're just going to give it some protection. You pull that over.
Okay.
Give me that one coming forward.
Okay.
And since we in the United States don't think the health board would be very much okay with us digging a hole in the ground,
no,
we're going to put it inside my smoker.
Okay, that sounds good.
So we're going to put it inside the smoker about 275 degrees for about 8 hours.
Okay.
And when it comes out, it's going to be fall apart. And that's what we're going to love. It's going to be tender, it's going to be juicy, all those natural juices from the citrus. I mean, this could almost be like a fragrance, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it really is so perfuming.
So
it's so
good,
delicious. The
All
perfume
right.
is just amazing.
Let's
So we're going to
take a
stick
look-
this in the smoker. Hey, Sus, if you don't mind, you want to put that in the smoker?
We'll take a little break.
We're going to take a little break. And then we're going to talk about salsa, habanero salsa, because
like
the
a
people
plan.
of Howland have spoken.
They want it hot.
They want it hot. And for all you young guys out here, you're going to get it hot.
The hotter the better. We'll be right back.
Grammy Award-winning saxophonist Kenny G is coming to the Robbins Theater Saturday, July 8th. Hear all of your favorites from the top-selling instrumental musician of our time. Tickets are on sale now at the Robbins Theater box office or at robbinstheater.com.
You have got to get to Ducat right now because these deals will not last. Save big on the best brands for keeping your yard in tip-top shape. Our deals on Stihl handheld trimmers and blowers last through June, so be sure to get your hands on one. And don't forget, Ducut is still your home for parts and service. Ducut has 2 locations in Warren and Canfield. Stop in and take advantage of these great rebates today.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Youngstown, the agent I trust is Kelly Warren. Kelly can give you a guarantee to sell your home, instant offer, and the best marketing strategies in the Mahoning Valley. Get the option that's right for you. Go to kellysoldit.com.
Guys, 8 hours have passed, the magic of television.
And I got to tell you, it's flippin' delicious. Conchinita pibil from the Yucatan Peninsula, achote paste, lime, lemon, orange, and grapefruit juice, bay leaf and garlic, banana leaves, smoker 275 for about 8 hours until it's pull apart tender. And that's what we have right here. We have
Mark, you've made some amazing things on this patio over the years. And I just said it, and I'll say it on camera. This is the best thing that's ever come out of here. And the fact that this is going to be on the Oaxaca menu.
It is going to be on the Oaxaca menu.
Sometimes we do things and it's like, it's not at Bistro, it's not at Oaxaca. When we're able to do these things and know that people are going to be able to sample this stuff, makes my heart happy.
Yeah.
And makes my heart happy to see all of you guys doing
and
this
we're just
together.
going to get that little chop, because that's what they do all throughout Mexico. They love their cutting boards, and they love chopping. And again, this would be a whole baby pig, but we're not going to do that. So we have our beautiful tortillas. This is one of the options you can have at Oaxaca Taco. It's a 5.5 inch. It's a combination of yellow and white corn tortilla. Put some of that beautiful conchinita on there.
I can't help but get rid of it.
And then now, the people asked for it. Lauren, how spicy do you want yours?
I want it just like that. That's it.
Okay.
Because I tried a little tiny bit, and it's so hot, but my husband loved it, and that's a good sign.
And there we go. So you want to give me one of those plates?
Okay. Oh.
Hey, Seuss, I know you want to go full blown.
Okay.
God, that meat just looks amazing. And this is just some of these.
Look at how hot his is going to be.
Some of these tacos we're making, like the lengua, the tongue taco that I did, you're going to see them dressed more simply with just white onion and
that's the real
cilantro.
Authentic way, right?
Yeah.
That's a street taco way.
And then, Mike, I'm just going to give you
just a little bit, like a little bit.
You like Italian spicy. You like that red pepper flake and yellow banana pepper, but sometimes those yellow banana peppers, well, those things will take you to the moon. Mike, go. You want to be able to
taste it, not drink a gallon of milk.
You guys,
pieces of bread to cool my tongue.
This is to die for, Mark.
Well, thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Well, there is no lime in Mexico. It's all limon. No.
This is to die for, you guys.
Cheers.
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 Pesto's Test Kitchen with Mark Canzonetta and everybody from Oaxaca introducing new stuff to us all the time. Mark, thank you so much.
Oh, this looks phenomenal. These tortillas.
Tortillas are awesome.
We'll be back later.
That's as real as it gets. Fuego, baby.
Bye. Welcome back out here at Margherita's Grille in Girard.
Yeah, not open on Sunday. That's the catering day, but you can come for lunch and dinner during the week.
Yeah, you could book a private party out here on a Sunday.
Absolutely.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
For sure.
I
met with an old friend.
And I went after you went.
Come on.
I did! did.
You did?
I did. We bought Sabina some interesting things. They had a lot of candles.
They have a lot of
You know, I
interesting
love a store like that. I do. We went.
All right, you're going to love this. Here we go. Oh, this is fun. I just popped into America's Wholesale outlet, and my old buddy Nick is here.
What a pleasure to see you, Mike.
Good to see you. And I can't, like, when you walk in, it's like, wow.
It is something.
I mean,
Mike, we have everything you can think of. I have to tell you, and I'm going to start off real quick.
Okay.
And I just want to say this. If you're looking for something, always, this is the place to come first. Now, if it's not here, we may still get it the next day.
That's true. I mean, everything, and just, there's no rhyme or reason. There's fishing poles, there's grills, there's Dayquil, there's suntan lotion, like, you name it, you got it.
It's here.
Yeah,
From
it's cool.
appliances, furniture. Mike, there's going to be so many things to see. We're going to have a lot of fun this morning here, taking a look around, seeing what we have.
Well, I guess people will be wondering, how do you get all the stuff?
Well, my boss, Mike, we call him the rat looking for cheese. So Mike will travel the country like a rat looking for cheese. He finds these great deals and he brings them back here to Youngstown.
Very cool. And then everything you see in the store is 50% off today.
50% off. So if you see all these, you know your box stores that you see out there, these products, you'll see the identical same products. You'll see that retail. But at that retail, Mike, we take 50% off that price. It's truly 50%. We don't take it up 50% so we can lower 50%. It's actually the retail minus 50%.
And speaking of bargains, I think when you first walk in the doors, you see those bargain bins on the
Well,
left.
the bargain bins are fun. I got to tell you, the bargain
Super
bins are
popular.
fun. So here's what happens. We dump all this stuff in these bins. Miscellaneous items. And I mean expensive items too. But on Mondays, we do $4 for anything that's in there.
Anything in the bin.
Yeah, it gets a little crazier.
Go ahead.
Tuesday, we go to $3, right? Then Wednesday, we go to $2. Now, this is where it gets absolutely insane. On Thursday, it's $1.
Anything in the bin's a buck.
Anything in there is $1. Anything. I don't care what's in there, it's $1.
All right, no, I got to see the place. Okay to take a look around?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
There we go. All right, our first stop, well, in front of a giant table full of candles.
Beautiful candles.
Yeah.
And you folks, if you're familiar with them, you know where they come from.
Probably have seen these before.
That's right.
They're $25 a piece.
Well, quite honestly, but not here.
What are they
They're
here?
50% off here.
Darn right they are.
50%.
I popped
50%
over
off.
in front of this grill. You have a bunch of grills here, and this is a perfect time to talk about this.
Isn't it something? Now look at this grill. These are just an example of the grills that we have. We have all kinds of grills. But this grill right here, look at the price. You save 50% on this.
Yeah.
This is no kidding. We love having the people here. We want to show you the retail and then 50% off that price.
And if you want somewhere to sit, I saw the furniture over on the side.
Mike, we got great furniture.
Sofas,
chairs, outdoor, your outdoor sets, your patio sets,
bar stools,
all sorts
of things.
And then you can go all the way into the appliances where we have refrigerators, we have dryers, we have washers. Unbelievable prices. I promise you, folks, you come here, you'll absolutely love it, Mike.
All right, let's go somewhere else.
Let's do it.
Well, we came into the food aisle here, and here's what happens to me. Like I have to go to a ball game or something, and you got to bring snacks for all the kids on the team.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, you could go the whole way up this aisle, 3 aisles over. There's snacks, there's potato chips, there's cookies, there's pretzels, there's sunflower seeds, there's everything you need. There's ketchup, there's mustard, there's relish.
There's mayonnaise, there's Bloody Mary mix.
Well, that's not for the kids.
That's not.
That's not for the
maybe
kids.
just the mix part.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
Kind
of take the edge off.
And this is perfect. And this is dairy-free, by the way.
Name brand products. Oreo cookies right here. And 50% off that price.
Thank you, Nick. America's Wholesale Outlet is right next to the Amish Marketplace here on South Avenue in Boardman. They're open every day from 10 to 7. Wasn't that nice? And the best place to go is their Facebook page to see, kind of get an idea. But like you said, there's a million things you can go see. There are those bins in the front.
We only went through like half the store because we didn't have a lot of time, and I still spent a lot of money. I did.
But it would have been twice as much somewhere else.
It would have been so much more money, and you know me, I like a really good deal. I also like a good pepper.
Oh, and pepper challenge? Is that what you're saying?
Ron said we have to do this.
All right, go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah. What's next? I forget.
All kinds of other good stuff. Oh, that's delicious. And you like it too. It's not hot.
A little bit hot.
No, it's not. Anyway, you're cooling off
Yeah.
at the mall this summer. You know those things that you ride around on those animals and it looks
Yeah.
like it's just for kids?
How much are those?
You're gonna find out.
Oh.
And it's not just for kids. It's so fun. I don't know about you, but even at the ripe old age of 39, I cannot walk past what is happening here. And thanks to Ashley, we get an up-close look at Party Pals. I can't walk past this because whenever I see this at the mall, it just makes my heart happy. Welcome to Valley Spotlight, Ashley.
Thank you.
This is so much fun.
It is.
It is so much fun. Describe for people that can't see this. Let's say they've never been here before. How would you describe Party Pals?
So we're very family oriented. So kids can ride, adults can ride. So we get a lot of families. You can come ride through the mall, anywhere, pretty much anywhere in the mall, just besides in the stores and
besides in the stores, yeah.
No stores. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We get a lot of families, and
it is really something remarkable to not just see it, but then to feel it. Something that is like a stuffed animal that is a size of an animal, a size of a real animal, or a size of a person. Do you ever get tired of like seeing it and feeling it? Like,
no, I love them.
How can you not love them? Do you have a favorite? You picked the monkey today.
I do. I like the monkey. I like the unicorns. All the little girls always pick the unicorns, so our unicorns are really popular.
I know a little girl that would pick the unicorns, but today I chose the one that looks like our beagle, Molly. And you were going through some of the prices and how it works for people. It's pretty easy. The process is pretty seamless, right? And you can do this for more than just like a carnival ride, which I love. It keeps them occupied for up to half an hour, which in Parentville is a lot.
Yes.
So take me through the prices.
So you can do 10 minutes for $7, 20 minutes for $12, or a half an hour for $15.
Half an hour, $15, and parents can ride with them, right?
Parents can ride with them. So for the kids that are too small to, navigate by themselves, an adult can ride with them.
How fast do they go?
The speeds can be adjusted. So yeah, we can crank them up a little bit for our kids that want to go a little faster. And
have we had any like major collisions? Maybe we shouldn't be advertising the major collisions, but I see them and I'm like, what happens if they run into each other? It's really a giant stuffed animal running into you. It's not that big a deal.
Right. No, we haven't, had anything too bad. So
knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
Knock on wood. You opened this business right before COVID, or you bought the business right before COVID.
Correct.
I gotta know, what made you do it? Why were you in a position that it was even available?
So I actually worked for the people that owned it prior to me. I was an employee, one of their best employees.
Obviously.
So COVID happened. They were going out, and I think they were venturing to something else and gave me the opportunity, and I jumped on it, and I'm glad I did.
3 years later, the whole world, it's still slowly coming back. You're a business owner, you've got 2 young girls yourself. When you look back and you look in the mirror every day and you get to come and do this.
I love my job, so I love it.
You can tell.
Yeah, I do.
You can tell.
I do.
You're here every day, or what are the hours?
Yeah, I'm here every day. I do have, one other girl that helps me. She's still, a high school student, so she's not here too much, but so Monday through Saturday, we are here 11 to 8.
11 to 8, okay.
Sunday, we're here 11 to 6.
Every single day?
Every single day.
Isn't that always like, as a parent, you're like, okay, let's go to the mall and do that thing, and then they're not there. Like I've been on the other end of that frustration myself, so it is nice to hear that you guys are always here and
always
willing to have a good time. You are someone tremendous. I am so proud to meet you, and thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Come on out here. Let's have some fun. All right, we'll get some video, Ron. I know he's gonna want to show some like sped up video of us like rolling around, me riding a side saddle.
Hey
everybody, I'm Mark Canzonetta, and I want to welcome you to Oaxaca Taco, and I want to invite you down to try our $39 family deal. Authentic Oaxaca flavors are packed into your choice of 8 achote chicken or beef picadillo tacos, 4 mini pieces of elote street corn, chili lime tortilla chips, and 2 of our savory salsas, plus 4 churros with dulce de leche and 4 small burrito slushies. Just $39. Order at oaxacataco.com now.
Oaxaca Taco. Eat more tacos.
Back here at Margherita's in Girard, 304-422. That's where they come together. That's where this building is.
That's where you'll find some margarita pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the drink margarita, it's the Italian, margarita.
So
there you go. All right, you ready to go to the farm?
I am. I'm really hoping you're talking about some kind of red berry.
Strawberry season is upon us. Here we go. All right, welcome back to Angiuli's Farm Market, and it is strawberry season.
We are here, strawberry time on the farm.
Yeah, and you guys, I think you got oodles of strawberries across the street, right?
Yeah, there's like 6 acres over there, and it was a challenge this year because it frosted like, that second week around the 17th of May, and we had, we were full bloom, and we had to go out there. It took us 2 days to get the blankets over the fields and get them secured, and frost protection, Did
it work?
It worked. We got berries.
All right.
So that's
as you can see, right?
So it's that time where we're picking, the crop is going to be, so far looks pretty good, but it goes quick. Strawberry season's quick around here. If you get 3 good weeks during the season, well, that's a great strawberry crop.
No kidding.
Yeah, we'll sneak out 4 weeks, but typically 3 is where we're at. So
I guess I wasn't thinking that you could plant your own, and you guys have the plants here.
Yeah, we've got a few plants left. We might be sold out, but we still have some. These are showing already. They got some little strawberries. You could get them planted. I would suggest putting them in an area where they can kind of take over. Either you got to, because they reset themselves pretty aggressively every year. It fills in, and eventually you'll have to thin them out a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, strawberries in this area, they grow great. You can pick your own strawberries. But if you don't want to grow them, we got them here. We're going to be doing, just watch the dates or call here for you pick once it gets started.
Okay.
We're going to hopefully, we'll have, large quantities for freezing, for jams, jellies, pies. So it's strawberry time.
Is there a trick to these once you get them in the ground, or is it just like any other vegetable or fruit you put in the ground?
No, it's going to be a perennial. You're going to harvest in June, and then when July comes, you want to cut them back.
Okay.
Just give them a haircut all the way back. Maybe give them a little fertilizer, and then in the fall time, once it gets real cold, you're going to put a little bit of leaves or straw on top to protect from the cold winter.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We put straw on the beds out in the fields in January, but you can do that sooner.
We were just talking. We had a pretty mild winter, except for that little stretch right around Christmas time.
Right.
It messed some things up, didn't it?
Yeah. It damaged a lot of perennials out there. That minus 20 we had around Christmas time was not good. But the strawberries, some of them got stressed out. It did kill parts of the field where I don't know why, but it just did. It was just too cold.
Stressed out strawberries. This is the strawberry therapy right here.
Yeah, it really is.
It makes them feel better.
Makes you good. We've got the shortcake mixes and
got the glaze on it. Whipped cream's in the cooler.
Yep,
we're ready to go.
Ready to go here. Strawberry season on the farm.
Hours you're open and how to get here?
9 to 6 every day right now. Right down 46 in south of Campfield.
There you go. You got to check them out. Angiuli's Farm Market in Campfield. Well, there you go, and you can of course pick them as well.
I had a bite of the strawberry salad with the goat cheese to die for.
These strawberries are this big.
They really are, and served on steel light. So thank you for allowing us to come out here and feature so many great local restaurants. We're very, very grateful for that.
It's perfectly plated.
It's perfectly plated, and perfect drinks too.
Ready to go to East Palestine?
I am. There's so many questions still surrounding the real estate market there.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure what those poor people, if they have to sell, if they're staying, if people are paying them to sell or buying the house. I don't know what's
all
going on.
of those things that you just said are covered in this week's edition of Home Advantage with Kelly Warren. Well, I know this looks like this could be any backyard, anywhere, but we are in a very special place, especially over the last couple months. We've got Kelly Warren from Kelly Warren and Associates,
Home Advantage.
Yes.
Kel, why don't you tell everybody where we're sitting right now and why we're sitting here, especially at this point in the year.
We are on Hamilton Road in beautiful East Palestine.
Yeah, we are. We haven't been out here in a couple of months, obviously, since the train derailment happened in February. It has been, I think, a good amount of time to sort of figure out where the dust is going to settle for a lot of the people who live here, surrounding communities. We've been praying for you guys and hoping and doing everything we possibly can to make sure that we keep you in our prayers. But this is the best way to do it, because I think things are really coming around, and this is a beautiful place.
Yeah, this home is gorgeous and the land and everything, but for the market as a whole, when I looked at numbers, April 22 versus April 2023, so we're, looking at the year as a whole and looking at, a couple of months have gone by since the derailment issue. The market is what we expect to see in a spring market. There are houses on the market. They're selling relatively quickly. They're selling for good prices. So fortunately, things have seemed to
hold steady.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? We're not seeing a giant.
Yeah, I know.
nosedive.
When something happens, and if you can think back to 2020 with the pandemic in the real estate market, as soon as that happened, everybody thought the real estate market's going to come to a halt, and it didn't. So
the exact opposite.
Same thing
really.
here. Really, yes.
When we are hearing all of these different things across a bunch of different news channels, and rightfully so, because there's lots of questions and lots of answers that are being thrown out there, what happens if somebody is in a situation where it's just not selling and it is because of what happened and it's not even in their control? Like, it's simply not fair. Can I just say what's happened not fair?
True, right. Yeah, we've lost some control over things, and that's never fair. So, so if your home isn't one of the ones that's selling quickly or selling for the full value that it should have and would have pre-incident, what is going on now is a fund has been set up, and Norfolk Southern has been held liable, and so they have to pay the difference of any home that sells below the February appraisal value.
Got it. Well, at least there's something.
Right.
My guess is there's a little red tape with all of that too, but you.
Yeah, I don't know, how long it takes to get that, or it'll take a little while for us to go through a couple of them to see, but they're being held responsible for it.
Really remarkable stories coming out of this really adorable place, and we have a lot of favorites that happen in East Palestine and around this area, and we're just glad to have you.
Thank you.
Out here inviting us.
Yes, thank you.
To this beautiful property, which wait till you see what is coming. You don't want to miss a single episode of Valley Spotlight, because there's like 56 acres to get through in this place, and it is for a bargain of a price. Okay, bargain. Right?
I feel like we're tucked away, like you don't even know what town we're in anyway. We're just.
It is a slice of heaven over here. Like, really, the hills, the valleys. Freddie's not even paying attention to the camera right now. He's looking at the birds. He's looking at the bees. He's looking at the sky. It's gorgeous. So just stay with us. Kelly Warren and Associates. Give them the phone number to call or text.
Of course, 330-717-2689.
It's like I have it memorized.
Yes.
Thanks, Kel.
Thank you.
So there you have it, right?
Yeah.
There is the possibility of them making up the difference if it does not appraise, but I'm sure there's lots of red tape still. But
I think it's a good update, and I'm sure it's going to keep evolving as we go.
And it's a beautiful area out there.
It's pretty.
Oh my gosh. It's
pretty.
like walking into a postcard. It's gorgeous. All right.
Well, speaking of pretty places, you wouldn't think that...
This is an interesting one to me.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people doing selfies at the cemetery, but that may be about to change.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's take you to Warren. Here we go.
The entire design of the cemetery here has been in the theme of park-like setting.
Holly Taylor Meyer wants the community to come and enjoy the place where she works. Nothing crazy about that, except, like she said, it's a cemetery.
Our goal is to come in on a daily visit and see people picnicking with their loved ones at their grave sites and tending to the graves. Tending to the graves is a big project around here.
That's not the only project going on. Little by little, Oakwood is getting a facelift. It's already beautiful and getting prettier by the day.
We are looking forward to increasing our plantings throughout the entire cemetery. We're doing proposals for a daffodil project in the fall where we'll do over 4,000 bulbs of crocuses and daffodils so that we can increase the beauty of the landscape with some bloomings that'll happen all throughout the year.
Flowers for every season, and the fence along Niles Road needed to go.
We've been taking that down. A lot of it was damaged, so we're trying to increase the positive imagery of the cemetery by removing damaged pieces throughout.
Oakwood is over 175 years old, but it's always been the place to rest for the area's elite.
We have several of the Perkins family here, quite a few of them. They're up on Perkins Hill. We've got the Packard family here. We have the Pendleton family. We have the Kings, the Justice, the Smith family from back in the 1800s. And we have a lot of prominent families that are buried here today that have legacy family members still living in the area.
And here's the good news for those families. One of Holly's pet projects is to digitize all the records.
I have been working with YSU's history department and their geography department, several professors over there, and I've been working with Megan Reed and her wonderful team at the Trumbull County Historical Society to scan all of our digitize all of our records so that we can open it up to the community to be able to access that data whenever they'd like to, straight from their phone. We knew within an hour that our records were excellent and very thorough and easily accessible to all of us that were sitting at the table. So now we just do the scanning and enjoy the progress that we're making.
Progress on the records and progress on the headstones themselves, thanks to the same cleaning liquid that Arlington National Cemetery uses.
I have also been bitten by the excitement of stone cleaning, and so I come out and clean stones and volunteers join me and I can assist them in the projects that they're working on. And we're fortunate to have so many older stones that are in such good condition, they just need a little bit of gentle cleaning.
And slowly but surely this old gem is starting to sparkle. And it looks like the idea of getting people to come and enjoy the grounds isn't so far-fetched after all.
Our goal is to return it back to the park light setting so that more of the community can come and enjoy on a regular basis.
So thanks to Holly and her team.
That's a nice way. That's a nice way of approaching things.
Yes.
I
Now,
like it.
Please don't bring lounge chairs out there and rugs. People have done that. Don't do that. But still enjoy the surroundings.
You mean you have to leave your rug in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't mind.
I think we can
That'd be
handle
great.
that. Did you try this yet?
It's the grouper. It's blackened to perfection.
Get out of town, grouper.
Yum.
All right.
So what's next? We take a break?
We're going to take a break.
Okay.
And we're going to let you eat more of that grouper while I watch you.
Go on.
And Sabina wants it so bad. We'll be right back.
RC Compounding specializes in preparing affordable and natural hormone replacement therapy just for you.
I was spinning my wheels before. I didn't know what was wrong, and now I feel I have a sounder mind. You know, I can sleep better. You know, when your hormones are off, your whole body is off, your mind is off. So I feel a lot better. I feel like I can do anything.
RC Compounding, we care about your health.
It's official. We're moving Valley Spotlight to our new time slot, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on WBCB. That way, if we feature something that happens on a Sunday, you can make it. Make us a part of your Sunday morning routine. Join us, Valley Spotlight at 10 a.m. on WBCB.
This has been a wonderful time out here at Margherita's.
Yeah, we still have a little more to go.
You know how we love interviewing famous people around here?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not all you. Sometimes I get to do it from
Sometimes
time
you
to
jump
time.
in with 90s rock stars.
Only because Scott Ostalage and Voices for Autism are wonderful friends to us. I had a chance to catch up with the main person when it comes to Candlebox. Big announcement that you're only going to hear on this show. It was just a really cool moment, so here you go.
Well, once again, a very special moment right here on Valley Spotlight, thanks to our good friend Scott Ostelosh and Voices for Autism. We have a very familiar face and a big name joining us today, Kevin Martin from Candlebox. Kevin, welcome to Valley Spotlight. Welcome to the Youngstown area. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. A familiar face. I like that. That's great. Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, and happy to be talking about Voices for Autism.
Well, first things first, it's a big year for you, right? Personally and professionally, correct?
It is, yeah. 30th anniversary of our debut album, and also the last tour I'll ever be doing as a touring musician. I'm retiring at the end of the year, so I'm looking forward to wrapping things up with a nice little bow.
My guess is there's family and friends and all kinds of people that would like a little bit more time with you, huh?
I hope so.
That's my guess. That's my guess. All right, take me through a little bit of the backstory about how you guys know each other, and then Scott, we do have something that we want to tell him today, right? Which is a big deal.
We do.
All right.
Yeah, exciting news. I met Scott years ago, about I think 2015. I was asked to do an acoustic run with a friend of mine, Bobby Amaru, from a band Saliva, and I'd never really done acoustic touring before. I'd always ever just kind of assumed that it wasn't something I was going to enjoy or capable of, to be honest with you. And I went out and I did these dates, and I met Scott at one of the shows, and we just got along, like two old friends. I mean, it's funny in this world of touring. You meet a million people and you might have something in common with one or two of them, but very rarely do you hit it off so easily. And I think it was like he felt like kind of like a younger brother to me, but with an older brother's experience and knowledge. His love for life, his love for Sophia, his love for who he is and what he believes in is something that I was very attracted to. So I was like, I immediately said, listen, we need to keep in touch. I want to keep this relationship going. So that was 2015, and here we are, whatever, 7-8 years later, still close and still tight, and still have a pretty good relationship. So I'm happy with that. It's been a real joy getting to know Scott and Sophie over these past few years.
All right, Scott, I don't know if you want to add anything on top of that, or if you want to get...
That was amazing.
I don't know how you could, but there are lots of moments that have created not just relationships in person, but also meaningful moments on screen. And we are big fans of Scott's and Sophia's, of course, and their story is remarkable. And it turns out a lot of people are noticing it, right, Scott?
This whole project all started because of Kevin. So, I started to see this friendship that blossomed between Kevin and Sophia. And Kevin, I'll never forget the first time he came to town and we were working together, and I brought him to Sophia's school. And Sophia had only watched Kevin on videos, but to her, he's not famous. That's just her new friend Kevin, right?
Right.
And I took him to her school and they met. And Kevin and I were walking back to head outside. And that morning, Sophia, we had gathered some rocks for her science project. And then she brought him to school. So Kevin and I are leaving, and we hear the door swing open, and Sophia runs up to us and holds her hand out and gives Kevin a rock. And at that moment, you could just see both of them. It's just this connection that they had, and that's all that she had to give him. And it even chokes me up thinking about it because it was such a raw moment, and I was so proud of her. And I looked at Kevin, I said, it's all about the rock. And he kind of chuckled. He says, it is all about the rock. And meaning rock and roll, but also that moment, she was giving everything she had to Kevin to show him that was her friend. And after that, I sat on that and I said, how do I get this story? This is something here. And I called, Kevin was playing in Cleveland. It sold out, the casino in Cleveland. And I called him. I said, I have this idea. And we went up there and we talked. And it was like a Saturday night. I said, I'll message you on Monday, and I pitched him this idea. I said, we got to put this on film. And he says, sounds good to me. So we started the process of making a film, and that's where Voices for Autism really started to launch. And had it not been for that moment and what I had experienced, we wouldn't be here today. So I always go back to how we started with Kevin.
I mean, I'm supposed to know how to ask questions and how to follow that up, and I'm not really sure how to do that. It's like catching magic in a bottle. How do you follow that up? But there's been so many different people that have been involved since then. And Scott, I'm going to let you do what you do. So why don't you share some big news?
Yeah. So our first film, we did 2 films. The one we started with Kevin, it split off into 2 different films. And our first film, which was a short doc about Sophia and myself and our story, it's a 15-minute short doc, and it started to win some awards. We never we didn't make it to win any awards. So we started winning these film festivals, and that did really well. And we kind of waited for the right time, and we submitted this film to the International Golden Door Film Festival in Jersey City, and that is run by the Sorvino family. And Michelle Sorvino and Bill Sorvino, and also Maureen Van Zant, Stephen Van Zant's wife of The Sopranos, and also who's become a good friend of mine, Christian Khyber, who is an amazing actor, and we become friends. And so I messaged Kevin, I let him know that we submitted it. And I wanted to let you know, Kevin, that we are nominated for Best Autism Awareness Film of the Year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so great, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
So that little film we did is now, look where we're at.
That's correct. That's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's awesome. That's just amazing. I'm so happy and so proud, man. That's really pretty special. That's a very cool thing. I'm just stoked. Give Sophie a big hug for me.
And when I was texting you, I was slipping, I was trying not to give you all the information, but you might have figured it out. But anyways, I wanted to let you know.
I honestly had no idea. I mean, I think when, you know, as the things that you do as a musician and as a human being, you hope that somehow, you know, people are affected by it, because it's what you do for yourself. And I had no idea when I met you guys that this was going to turn into such a beautiful experience for me, and I'm so happy. You know, I think it's great, and boy, I just can't tell you how proud I am. That's awesome.
Yeah, we are too. It's really cool. And that's at the end of June. So I guess we'll know. You know, just to be nominated is amazing, because they get films from all over.
Oh yeah.
And so that's really cool.
Fingers crossed.
I just want to let you know that it is such a big deal for us to have you, Kevin, and we are fans. Lots of family, lots of friends around here are huge fans of yours. So thank you for letting us sort of share this with our Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania group out here that are big fans of Scott's and of yours, and hopefully of this show too.
Yeah.
Super special moment for us to have with you, okay?
Goofball.
I am a goofball.
Yeah.
She's made me realize that I'm not as important as I think I am.
We've got a lot of big announcements on this show.
I know. It's not just the great food all the time.
No, it's not.
You learn something too.
So many big things happening for our friends with Voices for Autism. We couldn't be prouder of them. And more to come this summer, right, Mike?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be there in one of these weeks, that's for sure. All right, Jorge's back. You want to take us through?
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to dig in.
Look at
Can we start here?
This is our waffle churro. It's a house-made. All of the desserts are house-made, right? But this is the recipe of the traditional churro from Mexico into a waffle.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right? We serve it with ice cream. Then we have the traditional tres leches, which I think people should definitely come here or have it to try. The tres leches cake.
It's so light that way, right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And we also have the tiramisu, the classic Italian tiramisu.
Yeah.
We put a little bit of a twist there with lemon curd.
Oh, yeah.
And then this is the one that we bring every year. I'm a fan of this. It's berries, chocolate cake, and diplomatic cream
vanilla cream.
The diplomatic cream.
Diplomatic
It's the kind that
vanilla
you
cream.
always was dreaming of.
Yeah.
I'm very diplomatic.
That's why. So try it out.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
just slide that
All right.
over here a little bit more.
I am.
All right, this is the time where you can tell the specials and the days of the week that you do them and your music and all that good stuff.
We open Monday through Saturday. We have live music every Wednesday. Well, actually, starting Tuesday. Monday we do $5 off every bottle of wine.
Oh, that's great.
Tuesday we do $8 menu, which we have the margaritas that you guys have tried here for $8
This is very
and 4
good.
appetizers. So all day long Tuesday you get $1 for $8. A menu for $8.
Okay.
Wednesday we have live music. Thursday we do $7 sangrias. Friday we do fish and seafood specials. Saturday we have live music, and Sunday we do private events or offsite catering. We also do offsite catering, guys. If anybody needs for graduation, weddings,
Graduation parties, weddings, all those good things coming up.
We started 10 years ago, so over a decade of doing catering.
They know
right now.
they know how to do it, and I have to say I've spent some time in the kitchen with your staff today, gathering some of these photos and videos that we've shown throughout the show, and they are a fine oiled machine. They are so friendly.
Yeah.
They are so kind. They are so they're so proud of what they do, especially when people actually get it into their mouths. I'm sure that makes it even happier.
That was way better.
Yeah.
Just a little more calories in the first one.
Really nice people, and
we have the passion for it.
you really do. It's very, very obvious. And thank you to Steel Light.
And also, don't forget, August 12th.
Big day.
Big day. We want to be celebrating our 15-year anniversary. We want to have tents out here. Like every year we do it, but this year I want to.
We're blowing it out.
Blowing it out.
Go big or go home.
Rudy and the Professionals will be here performing.
Oh, really? We love them.
There is no entrance fee, so just come on down, sit down, have a drink, dance, have a meal. So
Celebrate.
Celebrate
I'm just
15
celebrating.
years.
All right.
That is a big deal.
Thank
you
you.
so
It
much
is a
for
big
inviting us out here, and thank you to Steel Light for working with so many different restaurants and working with us throughout all these very interesting years for restaurants. We're very glad that you guys are safe and sound and happy.
We are too.
They always deliver. Just like this retromercial coming up. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching Valley Spotlight at 10 a.m. on Sundays, valleyspotlight.com, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or just send us an email. If you have an idea, that's how this works.
That's
We're
right.
here for you. So thank you, Jorge.
Bye-bye. Have a good Sunday.
You can't count on anything these days.
Did you type the letter I told you to type now?
With possibly one exception. Federal Express. When it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.